My name is Deborah Matthews, and I am the project coordinator of Fyzabad Connection Theatre Company. And today, we're here to talk about our social action campaign called Back to Books. So, there has been an uptick in the visibility of violence in schools across Trinidad and Tobago, and at present, school violence is plaguing our nation's schools. We're seeing an increase in bullying, in gang activity, in physical violence among peers, and an increased lack of respect towards teachers. And then it started hitting closer to home, Fyzabad, where I was raised, where I was born. And at the school that my nieces and nephews attend, there was a stabbing that left a student close to death. My nieces and nephews, they knew him, he's still alive, and they started telling me about incidences where at school they had been bullied themselves, and two of them are on the autism spectrum, so we know the challenges, right? So in the past, I am way ahead of where I am, okay. So in the past, at Fyzabad Secondary, a means of counteracting school violence was through the school's vibrant VAPA and sporting programs. But within the past few years, the VAPA program in particular has been halted. So the safe space that was offered by the drama room is no longer available to students, right? And in my personal experience as a child that was also bullied in school, I found solace in books, in the libraries of the schools that I attended. And marrying my lived experience with a clear need faced by the school at which Fyzabad Connection was actually founded, where my 4 young nieces and nephews are present students, thus was born this project called Back to Books. So Back to Books is a holistic action campaign that uses non-traditional strategies to foster a culture of reading, of school spirit, and lifelong learning by equipping youth aged 11 to 17 with the vital skills necessary for future success. So this social action campaign has 3 main aims: to provide access to diverse books to students who may have limited resources, to facilitate professional and personal development through workshops and mentorships, and thus to foster critical thinking and leadership skills. Fyzabad Connection has had a long-standing relationship with Fyzabad Secondary School, our organization's founder and former artistic director, the renowned playwright Zeno Obi-Constance. He's at the middle of the picture here, right? He taught at that school for over 3 decades, and he was instrumental in adding theater arts to the CSEC and CAPE curricula. So we consulted with the school's principal and with the librarians at the school to get a sense of what was needed at the school, and they agreed that what we wanted to do was actually a needed intervention there. So we made our call to action to our priority population to visit the school, the library, to learn more, to discover all that the library has to offer, and to elevate their story. So I know you're wondering what a chicken has to do with books. It's a sound. Book, 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 right? So culturally, sound and rhythm are important to Trinbagonians. Onomatopoeia makes up so much of our languaging. If a man fall down, bada, rhythm, right? You see, that's rhythm. So adding this element to our campaign was very necessary. You see, Storycraft brings language and learning alive in a relatable, participatory, and immersive way. It's a technology that human beings have used in order to create community, as a means to teach, and as a way to relate to one another. And here's an intervention to increase school violence. So to facilitate these workshops, the teaching of Storycraft, we have approached seasoned professionals, one being our own Kevin Fodringham, and each session is to be a discussion circle where students will learn how to go about crafting a story from their own personal experiences. Thus equipped, students will write and edit their work in preparation for a print publication that will be housed in their library, because seeing your name in print and sharing personal experiences is a powerful thing. My story is my own. The program gives the tool to take ownership for one's own story. But of course, this journey has not been without its challenges. After initial consultations with the school admin, where we were given an enthusiastic green light, bam, red light. We were informed that the students were entering preparations for their end of term, their CSEC, their CAPE examinations, and we were told that we would have to start a little later. So directly following this is the Java break, where we are now. So we had no choice to delay our in-person sessions until then, but this turned out to be a golden opportunity. We conducted further research into the needs of our priority population. We struck alliances with the school PTA, the Alumni Association, and within our own network, right? Who were more than happy to donate books to the school library. We had initially hoped to collect 150 books. I had a picture of some of them here, but it's not there. And I'm pleased to say that we have way surpassed that amount. So much so that now the school's teaching staff has been able to benefit from the donation drive. So we have a shelf for them in the library. Staffers could come and have a book from there, and we have a growing repository of digital novels that they can download to their Kindles and their iPads and so on. We are also now aware that the Ministry of Education school textbook program does not meet the needs of the school priority population. So we are working with admin to determine which textbooks can be sourced via donation and which others might have to be purchased. So the delay wasn't a red light. The work continues. We've made an impact, thankfully, and the anticipation to go back to books in September is growing. Margaret Fuller says that today a reader, tomorrow a leader. It's our strong hope that through this pilot partnership with Fyzabad Secondary that we will encourage creativity, critical thought, and we will birth a new generation of leaders through mentorship and storytelling. So by going back to book, we are encouraging our priority population to elevate their story as an alternative to violence and bad behavior. Fyzabad Connection is utilizing heritage to empower students to redirect their energies into something more positive and powerful in a space that is their own, the school library. Thank you very much.